Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys coming by and checking today's video out. It's always much appreciated. Guys, today we're going to do a video topic I don't think I've talked about before. I'm going to give you guys what I consider the top 5 lures to catch spotted bass on. Spotted bass are all over the country from coast to coast out there. They're actually I probably would rather catch spotted bass. We call them Kentuckys here in Missouri. I'd probably rather catch Kentuckys than largemouth. We got a ton of Kentucky bass here in the Ozarks, and I grew up fishing for them. So we're gonna go over 5 of my favorite lures to catch spotted bass on, or Kentuckys, all over the country here. Also guys, a big thank you out there for everybody that's been subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate that. We talked about how only like 40% of the people watching the videos are subscribed. So if you're one of those subscribers, thank you very much. And big thanks also for you guys using my links I put in the description. It helps the channel out too, so much appreciated. Okay guys, let's get into this. I'll start them out in no particular order because each one of these are pretty much conditional. They're situational depending upon the situation you're in, so we're gonna go over them. So first one guys is a finesse worm. This is probably, if you could give me one bait to catch spotted bass on, or Kentuckys all year round, it would be a finesse worm like this Zoom a finesse worm right here. Now I fish it in a lot of different ways. My favorite way is to fish it on a shaky head. I also will put it on a Texas rig. Sometimes I'll fish it on an open jig head. Sometimes I'll put it on a split shot rig. Little finesse worm, guys, is a really good way to catch spotted bass. It'll catch big ones too. It's one of the top spotted bass lures all over the country. If you've got water visibility of over 3 feet and you've got a lot of spotted bass in your lake, I can promise you a little finesse worm is going to be at the top of the list for about anybody on a lake like that. Next one, guys, is a jerkbait. A jerkbait is an excellent lure for catching spotted bass. Now, for me, the spotted bass bite best on a jerkbait in 2 different situations. It's a wintertime or early spring bait. And then again, and that's just the typical jerkbait scenario. Anytime you have Kentuckys in a lake in the wintertime or cold water months, a jerkbait is one of the top lures to catching them on. And also guys, if you have a lake that has a lot of Kentuckys in it, in the summertime, you can catch them on a jerkbait around boat docks a lot, like this Megabass Vision 110. Those fish will suspend around those marina docks and the commercial docks on a big spotted bass lake, and you can catch a lot of them on a jerkbait. And also guys, I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description for all these lures if you want to pick up a few of them. Okay, jerkbait number 2. Number 3, guys, is a small swim bait. I would rank this up there right with the little finesse worm as being one of the top spotted bass lures out there. A little 3-inch finesse bait, or 3-inch swim bait like this Megabass Spark Shad with a little 1/8 ounce head on it. This is that Megabass Okashira head. This is a spotted bass killer. Again, it works in any situation as long as that water visibility is over about 3 feet, which most lakes that have big spotted bass populations have a little bit cleaner water. But a little swim bait is deadly, especially if you have a lot of spotted bass that suspend. Now those fish can suspend over points, they can suspend over ditches, over bluff banks, whatever. But one of my favorite ways to catch them all year long is just targeting suspended bass with a little small 3-inch swim bait, really good. Next one, guys, is a finesse spinnerbait, a small profile spinnerbait with small willow leaf blades. This is the Megabass SV3 spinnerbait. Guys, if you have a lake that has a big spotted bass population and you get a day where it's windy and cloudy and the water temperatures are between 55 and say 75 degrees, pick you up a small spinnerbait like this SV3 with small willow leaf blades and just wake it on the surface. Throw it out there, reel it real fast, keep it about that far into the surface. And if you've got wind and clouds and water temperatures in that range, guys, if there are spots in there, they will hammer a spinnerbait, little finesse spinnerbait. And finally, guys, is the old school tube. Just an old tube that's been around forever is one of the best spotted bass lures that you can catch out there, you can use out there. I usually fish it on like a 1/4 ounce jig head with it and fish it the same places I would for the rest of my spotted bass lures. Points, bluff banks, wherever you think you're gonna get bit by spotted bass, a tube is a great way to catch them on there. And I use a variety of colors just based upon the water visibility and the sunlight conditions. So anyway, guys, you can't go wrong with that. If you could have 5 lures for spotted bass, that's what they would be. I have caught thousands of spotted bass on those lures I just talked about there, and I'm pretty confident you can too. So hope you guys are well. We'll talk later.